Papa Squad, coming at ya. Hey, everybody. It is 9 o'clock on a Friday evening, so what else would I have to do but record another video? Which is fine by me, because I got a recommendation for a song actually from 1980, and I do not know this song, from somebody called Casper, C-A-S-P-E-R. I know there are a couple of more recent rappers also going under that name. One is Casper, I think spelled the same way, and one is Casper spelled with a K. This album, like I said, from 1980, this is Discogs that I'm looking at right here, and it says, an album by Casper, full of fun listening and dancing for everyone. So get ready to rap on with Casper and the Groovy Ghost Show. And that's really all there is to this. There's a bunch of thank yous and credits and things like that. But it looks like this song came out in 1980. It definitely has the look of something that's going to sound very disco-y, very dancey, and I don't know much beyond that. So let's see what this sounds like. It is 9 minutes and 40 seconds, so we're kind of back to that time period of when when songs were super long. Videos weren't so much a thing yet. And my cat is here to visit the microphone because it's out. Come on, Peanut. And let's jump in. Casper, Groovy Ghost Show Part 1, 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Cat. Very disco-y. So you remember yesterday when we listened to basically an acoustic guitar with a rapping poetry song over it? That is considered in the same genre as this. And that's one of the reasons why I find all this music so incredibly amazing.
Oh yeah, it's Casper the Groovy Ghost coming at you live in a living color in stereo with the real thing at last. You see, I'm just a little bit of funk and a whole lot of soul. Wrote up
Okay, so that voice, absolutely fantastic voice. He's somebody who probably should have worked in radio or TV or something like that. Just fantastic, like really mellifluous, smooth voice. Just fantastic. Also, if he was not influenced, like so many people at this time, by DJs like Wolfman Jack, I highly doubt that he wasn't influenced by Wolfman Jack, because it's just that kind of cadence to his voice, like the way in which he's speaking, and the sort of the growl to it, and just fantastic. It's just a nice deep voice.
Goes coming at you live in a living color in stereo with the real thing at last. You see, I'm just a little bit of funk and a whole lot of soul rolled up inside one big chocolate Tootsie Roll. Sweeter than candy, baby, and a whole lot more. Check it out.
So what's weird about that little section right there is in theory he's rapping, but he really seemed to more be just like talking, kind of ignoring the beat. And I don't know if I like it or dislike it, because I would prefer it to be on the beat. I would prefer to have him be actually rapping. But again, this was early days, and I'm sure he was just getting his feet under him too, trying to figure out exactly how he wanted to represent himself.
Get a whole lot of soul rolled up inside one big chocolate Tootsie Roll. Sweeter than candy, baby, and a whole lot more. Check it out. Too hot to handle, too cold to burn, too wrong to right, too old to learn, too hard to bend, too strong to break, too slick to slide, too real to fake, too far ahead to lose the race, too much in front for second place, too popular to be unknown, so just call me on your telephone. And now if my number you don't know, you'll find it under stereo, but don't look inside of the yellow pages, you'll have to...
So one of the things I find really funny about this time period is a lot of the music, the lyrics to it, not the music, the lyrics, the rapping was very much sort of just like make stuff up and make it rhyme and have a beat behind it, because they were like, it was so early, like there were people who obviously did have messages, but a lot of the music was very kind of free form. Like they didn't know what they wanted to say other than, hey, let's have a good time. Like, this is a dance song. I'm just going to make this kind of sound fun.
Number you don't know, you'll find it under stereo. But don't look inside of the yellow pages. You'll have to use the mellow pages, cause mellowed out, without a doubt, now is what I'm
So the yellow pages, I feel like I have to explain this. The yellow pages, for anybody who's under 25? 20? I'm sure people still get phone books. I haven't seen a phone book delivered to me in, God, years. But I know they still get sent out because my mom just commented she apparently reads the phone book when it shows up. I never knew that. And she said it didn't take her very long this time because there wasn't much in it. But the yellow pages, if you don't know, were a big section of the phone book. Yes, that was my cat again, just stepping on the keyboard, walking right on by. A big section of the phone book that was like where people would put ads. So it was like the yellow pages were the early internet. That's just how it was. If you needed a plumber, you would go to the yellow pages and look under P for plumber, and there you go.
really all about. Inside your mind with little rhymes, look for me there. You'll always find that I am on the go. In a stereo. Now style and professionality, topped off with originality. All goes to prove I'm in the groove, your disco personality. Now mares eat oats and does eat dose, ain't a little lambs eat oatmeal. I just jump in the sack with Jill and Jack and I'll hip you to the real deal. I don't talk too little, don't talk too much when it comes to saying rhymes and such. You know I've got the magic touch, well I always come through in a clutch. No need to brag and no need to boast, see I'm number one from coast to coast. Like a hot butter on breakfast toast, it's cool with Casper the Groovy ghost. You bring the key and I'll bring the lock, you bring the shoe and I'll bring the sock. Say pay no attention to that clock, everybody. I just do that rock with the hip and a hop and a little rhyme and a rhythm. That's right on time to put the wiggles in your behind. See, I know that you're a friend of mine. If I were a king and you were a queen, I'd furnish you with Afro sheen like Levi's.
Afro sheen.
I'm the best MC you ever seen. Now up to the top, you see I've grown, well I passed the others you have known. With a clear and silky smooth voice tone, well my raps are written in the stone. So watch out, Frankie Crockett, Monty Hall, take heed to my harmony. Come on girls, hit me one side.
Kind of like this part. It's a neat way to kind of break things down. Absolutely reminds me of like going roller skating kind of track. So you'd get out on the floor and go skate around, and then this would come up and people would do all sorts of crazy things. And like I can absolutely see this as a skating rink song, and they were definitely a thing in the early 80s. But yeah, it's just a good time dance song. The lyrics are absolutely meaningless. Like there's just nothing to hold on to there. It's wiggle your butt and have a good time. Yeah, like this part. Start adding in stuff.
Well, voulez-vous coucher? We parlez-vous français? When we rock the house,
So I don't know. Does that still go around? Voulez-vous coucher? Sleep with me. I want to go to bed with you. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Would you go to bed with me? French, obviously, but I remember that from when I was younger, and I don't know if people still like, oh, I know how to speak French and say something stupid like that. Um, it just struck me funny.
In Paris, France, now but only for one day. And now when we tried to leave them, they all became dismayed. So they took away our passports just to try to make us stay. I said we're sorry we have to leave, all you people here in France. But we're on our way around the world to make other people dance.
Was there a weird skip of the beat right there? Listen to the music. Ignore his words and listen to the music. It seems like they skipped a beat or something.
So they took away our passports just to try to make us stay. I said we're sorry we have to leave, all you people here in France. But we're on our way around the world to make other people dance. So we packed up our equipment and we loaded up our trunks on a midnight flight to Egypt and made King Tut give up the funk. We continued on our journey.
King Tut was huge in the late 70s, early 80s. They had done, and again, this is for people who are younger than 40, really. They had a big tour of all the artifacts from the tomb of Tutankhamun. Huge. Pyramid power was a thing, and people swore you could like sharpen razor blades by putting them inside a little pyramid shape, and people would meditate inside a pyramid. It was absolutely the weirdest. No, it wasn't the weirdest. There are much weirder things, but this was the flavor of the day weirdness, and I still remember it.
And made King Tut give up the funk. We continued on our journey. As we moved further down, we left Edie Amin Dada, grooving to the funky sounds. And now everywhere we went, we left the people in a trance. We ran the white man out of South Africa, gave the black folks their chance. By the time we had completed our tour around the world, we had a fan club like you've never seen, made of 20 million girls. And now I was a ladies' man, as many of you know. Well, I'd rock with any lucky girl in a stereo.
Stereo.
But now I've changed my ways, and I've slowed down.
Could you imagine hearing that lyric today? Like, people would be like, what in the stereo?
In a stereo. But now I've changed my ways, and I've slowed down on my fun. I'll only take 10 at a time instead of 21. My mother once had told me when I was very young that if I wasn't careful, I'd wind up with a son. Well, I listened to her well, and to this very day, I only have 3 daughters, with 2 more on the way. They're all saying hip hop, skippity bebop, we rock in stereo. I said hip hop, skippity bebop, we rock. We run the show. Now it's
So, scatting, which is what that little skibbity bebop thing is called, which you probably know. I don't know why I explained that, but it's mansplaining is back with a new flavor, John-flavored mansplaining. No, it was. It's actually kind of a hard thing to do, and people who are good at it are actually kind of like it's a weird thing to be able to do, to be on the beat and just do gobbledygook, just garbage bleh, come out of you, and some people love it, absolutely love it, and some people really dislike it, but it's kind of interesting. You never hear it anymore, ever.
in stereo. I said hip hop, skippity bebop, we rock. We run the show. Now it's hip hop, skippity bebop, we rock in stereo. I said hip hop, skippity bebop, we rock. I say, didn't you know that some people have everything and other people don't? But everything, it don't mean nothing if it ain't the thing you want. When you do your do dang thing. I say you do it with finesse. Cause when you do the do, we're watching you. So you try to do your best. We continue on to rock inside your mind with a rhythm that's always right on time. Come on, give me some music one more time. Make big bucks. So you're gonna work each and every single for some good luck. You go down the street to catch the bus, so you're running late, so you're in a rush. Monday morning just ain't no fun when you're waiting for the bus and the bus don't come. You give on up, you go on home, you call up the job on the telephone. The boss gets mad, the next thing you find, you're standing on the unemployment line. They give you a hard time about your past, you tell everybody to kiss your ass. You leave that place without a care, you go downtown and get welfare. You save up your money for a week or so, and then you buy yourself a new stereo. Now if you're ever feeling low, just turn me on the radio. It's the Casper, the Groovy Show on a 107.9. The WEB cool. In the
It's interesting that he mentioned a station that would have been playing this, so probably not widely played. I have no idea. I couldn't find any information about Casper online. Interesting. And I also find it really interesting that he came around to talking about being unemployed, having to get on welfare, buying a stereo, just trying to stay positive, and like it's so incredible that that is always a theme, and it just runs through all this music.
radio, it's the Casper, the Groovy Show on a 107.9. That's WEB cool. In the back of your mind, so like a worm has a wiggle and girls have a giggle, like a lickety split is fast. Well, like a door has a knob, a corn has a cob, like a teacher has a class. Where there's a wheel, there's a way after night comes day. Well, like a two bulldogs will fight. Not like a fly on shit, like a good suit fist. Not like a DJ on a mic. Well, like a cow has milk and a pimp has silk, just like a rabbit has a hop. Well, like a boogie has a feet and a chair has a seat, like a disco ride non-stop. Or like a line has a plane, a star has a fame, like a talk show has a host. Or like a hot summer fun, everything's on the run with Casper, the Groovy goes home.
A lot of saxophone. Crazy. So we've got, clearly this is like a jazz saxophone combined with funk, combined with groove, which are very similar, combined with disco, which is kind of a combination of those things anyway, and rap, like crazy mix of things going on here, and it's just always incredible to hear these old songs. That seemed like a weird jump too. I don't know if you noticed that, and maybe it won't be there when I back up again, but kind of a weird, when he starts singing again, it seemed like they skipped a beat or something. Right there.
Just clap your hands. And now move your body side to side. I said do it with a groovy glide. Cause you know that you cannot hide from the rhythm of the rapping man. So party, party, hardy. Everybody just rock and roll. And then move your body up and down, up to the sky, down to the ground. I said do it too. The funky sounds in a stereo. And now others try to do my thing, but they don't have that groovy swing to put you into that soulful trance and to make your body wanna dance. So listen to the groovy goes and just give your ears a treat. And now let your inhibitions go and dance to the drummer's beat. And now some folks think my rap is good and I should go to Hollywood, but I'm the #1 MC. They should bring Hollywood to me. But if I went, I'll tell you this, cause I want you all to know that I'd stop in all the discotheques and I'd kindly steal the show. Well, I know I shouldn't say this, but I'll tell you how I do it. With little rhymes in perfect time and a little bit of disco fluid. The beat goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It's just like a hot butter to pop to rock, like a hot butter popcorn. If that corn ain't hot, it surely won't rock. Come on and let me see you rock and roll. And
so this must be an album, like an actual physical album that was being recorded, because that was a pretty bad skip. What a completely random bunch of words to put in here. I mean, it's fun, it's fine, it's just a dance song, it's supposed to be this, but he just felt like he needed to keep going and keep going and keep going, but they wanted a long dance track, and then I guess that makes sense.
Come on and let me see you rock and roll and party down with so much soul. Well, it's a groovy thing if you know how to scoop it. If you don't, baby, don't just pull my string and then you rock to the rhythm of the beat. Come on, everybody, just do that, do danger free.
Dance. I bet you wanna dance. Bet you wanna dance. I bet you wanna dance. Bet you wanna dance. I bet you wanna dance. Come on, dance with me. I bet you wanna dance. I bet you wanna dance.
This sounds cool. Oh, that's a really cool part of the song, and it's the very end. Huh. Well, there you go. There is a very old rap, hip-hop song, disco, rap, disco, hop, hipco, something. I don't know. It was fine. It's definitely not a song I want to hear over and over, maybe even ever. It just is. It's just popcorn. It's just nothing to it. I liked his voice a lot. I thought he had a really nice, smooth voice. I would like to hear something else from him that's not just a good time dance song. That's a little more, that has more substance to it, I guess. But a lot of the music from this time period was very much like that, because they're still feeling their way to figure out, like, what is this going to be? What are we going to turn this into? And that's, again, one reason why I started this channel, was because I recognize that, and it's one of the things I find really interesting about that time period. And yeah, this is still hip-hop, and I don't know how that's possible, but everybody, it just gets lumped in because that's where it came from. Hope you liked it. I know it was a long one. I know it was an old one as well. So you probably didn't stick around this long, but if you did, thank you very much. Pop Squat, checking out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Oh, we're up over 750 people. I think it was 753 when I just looked a minute ago. Oh, crazy.